Welcome, everyone. Today, in our series of interviewing the MDs of cruise lines, I'm really pleased to have with me Peter Shanks, the Managing Director of Silversea. Welcome, Peter.
Hello, James. Good to be with you.
Thanks very much for joining us today. So, Peter, straight into it. What do we see from Silversea over the coming months as we get into the restart of cruising?
Well, I think the light at the end of the tunnel is now firmly switched on, James. And whilst we need to wait and clearly be very conscious of things getting better generally from a COVID perspective in the UK, there's been a huge amount of work with the government by all the cruise lines. And the UK government are pleased with the new protocols we put in place. It will just take time before we start sailing again to get to the time when it's right. But I think you'll see us sailing again as we get into the second half of next year, perhaps from the spring. As we build up through the year, things will get more and more confident. So we know that many people are itching to get back. It's not a race. We all want to do it properly, but we'll certainly be sailing through 2021 and build that program up as we go through the year.
Great. And I think that's the overriding message from most of the cruise lines. In fact, all of the cruise lines that I've spoken to, Peter, like you say, it's not a race. It's about safety. It's about health of passengers and crew. And also it's about making sure that people have, of course, the very best time they possibly can do when they get on board. So that's those.
Yes, the cruise industry's got many years of really looking after people and being fastidious about health and safety. And when we do come back, I think people will be really encouraged, whether it's someone returning who knows how it works or perhaps a first-time cruiser. You know, they will see cruising as particularly safe in the future, and we're absolutely committed to getting it right. So, you know, the light's on at the end of the tunnel. It's just going to take a little bit longer before we get there.
Good. Well, that's great to hear, and obviously I can't wait to jump on a Silversea ship sometime in the near future. And of course, you guys have been quite busy at Silversea. You've become part of the Royal Caribbean group as well quite recently.
Yes, in the last few months, we've now become wholly owned by the Royal Caribbean Group, which is terrific for Silversea. You know, after 25 years as a family-run company and all the things we do as a small cruise line, to have the financial backing of Royal Caribbean, particularly at the moment, is terrific for us and our guests. So we're very able to weather this storm. And then we're looking forward with confidence. 5 new ships, 2 are here already and waiting. So we're looking to more than double the size of Silversea over the coming years. So we're still very positive about the future and delighted to be backed by such a successful organisation as Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, fantastic news. Like you say, it sounds like a good benefit for all concerned. And we only have to look a few months forward, and we'll see 2 ships that you've taken delivery of during the pandemic, and there's more to come to the fleet, like you say. Peter, just talk a little bit more about that, please.
Yeah, it's remarkable, you know, working with our friends and colleagues at the shipyard in the Netherlands. We delivered Silver Origin a few months ago in lockdown. Beautiful ship, 100 guests, and she'll be based in Galapagos year round. And she's there already, ready and waiting. And then just a few weeks ago, we took delivery in Italy of the Silver Moon, our newest and largest ship, and again, delivered in lockdown. Now, I haven't been to see the ship yet because I can't, but she's a fabulous addition to the ship, just 600 guests, 9 different restaurants, an absolutely beautiful ship. Yeah, so 2 ships in lockdown is pretty cool. And then towards the end of next year, we have Silver Dawn joining the fleet. And then 2 brand new ships, we've only referred to them as Evolution so far, joining the fleet in 23 and 24. So 5 new ships to allow us to give even more choice in the future. So yeah, delivering ships in lockdown is fantastic.
Well, sounds like you guys are raring to go, plenty on the go, and not least the launch of a new program as well, Peter, 2022 and part of 2023 coming on sale very soon. So yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about that exciting news?
Yeah, we're very excited to talk about something good for the future. So if we all position ourselves to 18 months' time, early 2022, when we'll all be living in a different world, then we can think about that with confidence. I think lots of people are so frustrated they haven't been able to sail in 20 or even early 21. And therefore, we think there'll be a really strong interest in 2022. It's our biggest ever launch, James, 315 cruises, to 669 destinations across 7 continents. We now go to places I didn't even know were places. So as we grow the fleet, not only have we got more to offer in our traditional destinations, we'll have 4 ships in the Mediterranean, 4 ships in Northern Europe, but we'll also have 2 ships in Australia, 4 ships in Asia. So by having the larger fleet, we've really gone to town at spreading our footprint out across the world. So there's more for everyone in those traditional destinations. But I think particularly exciting is what we've managed to do with our expeditions on our smaller ships. And I think there's going to be a yearning for people coming out of this crisis to get even closer to nature, to wildlife, and to get away from things. Now, we'll have our Antarctica sailing with 3 ships in Antarctica, and that's where I particularly want to go. I haven't been there yet. We'll have the Origin based in the Galapagos year-round with weekly departures. But because we now have a larger fleet, our expedition ships are doing things in Africa, in Asia, and different parts of the world, including the Arctic and parts of Northern Europe, where really you're going to see very little apart from penguins and wildlife and nature. So I think the get away from it all is going to prove to be really popular. So yeah, it's our biggest ever launch. And we've also added some grand voyages, James, which I think are really popular, where you can string together different voyages from about 35 nights right up to 90 nights, whether it's South America, Asia, Europe, and then really immerse yourself into those destinations and see so many places in one go. So we're just really excited to be able to get positive and talk about the future with such a wide program. And we think it's going to be an exciting couple of weeks as we launch.
It sounds like your life is packed full of excitement, Peter. And you've just got to see through this next few months and get sailing again. It all sounds really exciting. But one thing just to pick out is your new launch. One of the big questions we're asked by customers is around about excursions, and what will I be able to do, what won't I be able to do, while COVID is still with us. So I know you guys have thought about this, and I know you've got a potential solution in the new launch.
In the short term, as we come back to sailing in 2021, it's very likely that we'll control excursions very carefully and not allow guests to wander around different destinations, because we want to keep them safe. So we're very cautious in 2021. But the big news from us is that from 22 onwards, Silversea are now including shore excursions in every port around the world. So in every port, there'll be a complete range of itineraries to choose from, and they'll be included in the price. And then on top of that, we'll have some select, very special excursions that people can pay a little bit more to do something very exclusive. So we're now even more all-inclusive, James. And I think certainly your guests have always felt that to be very important. So with Silversea, it's the flight, the transfer, the hotel and resort if it's needed, either before or after, and then everything on board, including Wi-Fi, including the wonderful drinks, all the dining, butlers in every suite, and now also shore excursions. So I think that gives peace of mind that everything is included. And for us, particularly when you're going to the far-flung corners of the world, where sometimes those flights and transfers can be quite complicated, we can take care of everything, and everything is included. And we did a lot of research amongst cruisers and non-cruisers last year, and it was a very strong feedback that people would like to have everything included, because it gives you that peace of mind, and really also gets you to get immersed in the destination when you get there.
Great. Peter, it's been absolutely fantastic to catch up with you today. I know your time's precious, but really appreciate you spending the time with me today. So thanks very much.
And James, thank you. I know Panache is a new business, but we've known you for many, many years, and we're fully supportive and looking forward to grow together, not just for 22, but further than that, James. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay. Thanks, Peter. A pleasure. Thank you.